4 mind-blowing artificial intelligence robot breakthroughs just went live, and they're about to change everything. First, a surgical robot that can perform operations by simply listening to voice commands, no hands-on control needed. Then, we'll head to the farms of California, where an artificial intelligence-powered weeding robot is cutting out chemicals and labor completely. After that, we're meeting AI Da, the humanoid robot selling million-dollar paintings and stirring up controversy in the art world. And finally, you'll see how Hugging Face just released a tiny desktop robot that lets you build and run artificial intelligence from home for under $500. Every one of these is real, working, and happening now. Here's how it all went down. Let's start with what might be one of the biggest breakthroughs in medical robotics so far. A surgical robot that actually performs real surgery just by listening to voice instructions. This thing isn't just mimicking movements anymore. It's literally listening to human surgeons and reacting in real time. The team at Johns Hopkins University developed what they call the Surgical Robot Transformer Hierarchy. This robot was trained not through programming each individual action, but through imitation learning. Basically, it watched hours of surgical videos and learned how to perform a gallbladder removal. Then it went ahead and performed the surgery on human-like models, completing all 17 steps with complete accuracy. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The robot wasn't just doing a playback, it was able to respond to verbal instructions from senior surgeons during the procedure. Think of a lead surgeon saying clamp the artery or move slightly to the left, and the robot just doing it. In previous attempts at robot-assisted surgery, everything had to be mapped out in advance, with humans marking up tissue and the robot following a strict blueprint. Not anymore. Surgical Robot Transformer Hierarchy recognized real-time complications and adjusted its actions, which is a big deal because that's one of the hardest parts of real surgery, reacting to unpredictable changes in tissue, patient response, or unexpected bleeding. And this robot is built on the same architecture that powers GPT. So yes, we're now at the point where the underlying intelligence that's helping you write code, essays, or YouTube scripts is also helping robots operate inside a synthetic human body. The robot completed 8 surgeries in a row, each with the same high success rate, and even though it's not operating on real patients yet, the tissue models were incredibly close to human texture and anatomy. We're not far off from this being a hospital reality. Also, the implications here go beyond just precision. It's about access. Because if you can train a robot the same way you train a surgical student, using videos and voice guidance, then suddenly hospitals that don't have highly specialized staff might still be able to offer high-quality surgery. That's potentially life-saving in under-resourced areas. And let's not forget the cost side of this. Once these robots become more affordable, you're looking at major shifts in how surgery is delivered worldwide. And it's not just hospitals that are getting robotic help. Over in the fields of California, a robot named Element is weeding cotton crops all by itself, powered by the sun. No diesel, no chemicals, no humans sweating in the sun. Just a solar-powered artificial intelligence wheeling itself through rows of plants using onboard cameras and machine learning to identify and remove weeds. Element was created by Agent, a startup run by 2 guys, Richard Worden and Kenny Lee. Worden's an ex-Tesla mechanical engineer, and Lee comes from software. Together, they built a robot that literally mimics how humans weed. It scans the soil with metal arms and hoes between the crops, targeting only the weeds. This is a big deal for a few reasons. First, farmers across the United States are struggling with labor shortages. And second, weeds are becoming resistant to herbicides. That's a nightmare scenario. No workers, and the chemicals don't work anymore. So Agent's approach is to cut out both problems with one robot. 5 Element bots can handle 160 acres of land, which is a solid chunk for any mid-sized farm. They're not cheap, each one runs about $50,000, but the long-term savings could be massive. No fuel, no herbicides, and fewer labor costs. Plus, they're built to be climate-friendly, which is appealing even to conservative farmers. Agent even got picked up by Amazon Web Services' Compute for Climate program, which is basically Amazon Web Services saying, "This tech matters, we want in." The bots work on tomatoes, cotton, sugar beets. More crops are coming, and the idea isn't to replace farm workers, but to upskill them. So instead of toiling in 90-degree heat, people are monitoring robot fleets, troubleshooting problems, and working with the tech instead of against it. The team behind iGen wants to make this shift feel natural, not forced, and with robots that sleep at sundown and wake up with the sun, it honestly feels more human than you'd expect. Alright, switching gears but sticking with robots that can surprise you. Have you heard of AI Da? This humanoid artist robot just revealed a brand new oil painting of King Charles, and the level of depth in that piece is impressive. AI Da doesn't just paint, she talks, reasons, and even explains the philosophy behind her work. That's because she was designed not just as a machine that produces images, but as a platform to explore the ethics of artificial intelligence in the creative world. AI Da has a hyper-realistic face, expressive hazel eyes, a full range of emotional expression, and even hair styled in a bob, but her arms? Fully robotic. You can swap them out depending on whether she's sketching, painting, or sculpting. And she's already made headlines before her portrait of Alan Turing sold for over $1 million. Her latest work, Algorithm King, isn't about royalty or power in a traditional sense. AI Da says it's meant to celebrate King Charles's advocacy for environmental causes and interfaith dialogue. The robot explained how she used a combination of artificial intelligence algorithms to develop the concept, visualize the idea, and execute the painting, starting from intention all the way to brushstrokes. And while her work gets sold at auction, she herself said the value of her art isn't financial. It's about sparking conversation around artificial intelligence's role in culture and creativity. Her creator, Aidan Meller, was clear from the start. AI Da wasn't built to replace artists. She was built to challenge how we think about art, authorship, and intelligence. AI Da herself emphasized that she doesn't believe artificial intelligence will replace human creativity. Her goal? To inspire viewers to reflect critically on how artificial intelligence should be used, not just how it can be used. She knows her limits and talks about the risks of artificial intelligence just as much as the possibilities. So yeah, we've now got robot surgeons, robot farmers, and even robot artists pushing ethical debates at the United Nations. But the most accessible piece of this puzzle might actually be sitting on your desk soon. Hugging Face, the artificial intelligence company best known for hosting millions of machine learning models, just opened up pre-orders for a tiny desktop robot called Reachy Mini. It's an open source robot designed for developers, teachers, researchers, and even kids who want to tinker with artificial intelligence in real life. Reachy Mini stands about 11 inches tall and weighs just 3.3 pounds. It's got a motorized head, animated antennas, wide-angle camera, microphones, and speakers. You can talk to it, code it, train it, and even test behaviors before you ever touch the hardware using its simulation tools. There are two versions, the light model at $299 that connects to your own computer, and the wireless version at $449, which comes with a Raspberry Pi 5 and onboard battery. It's programmable in Python right out of the box, and support for JavaScript and Scratch is on the way. Plus, it ships with over 15 built-in behaviors, so you can get started immediately. Thanks to Hugging Face integration, you can use pre-trained models for speech, vision, and personality. You can build your own behaviors, upload them to the community, and download other people's ideas to test out too. The robot is open source in every sense, hardware, software, simulation, and that's deliberate. Clement Delang, Hugging Face's chief executive officer, said they launched 2 versions after early testers, including a 5-year-old girl wanted to carry the robot around the house. That kind of hands-on interaction is the whole point. They want people of all ages and skill levels to play with real artificial intelligence, not just read about it. Orders are shipping soon, late summer for the light version, and then batches rolling out through 2026 for the wireless model. And because it's part of Hugging Face's community hub, that means over 1.7 million artificial intelligence models and 400,000 datasets are already available to integrate. It's not just a toy. It's a full-on artificial intelligence experimentation tool you can literally build yourself. That's where robotics is heading, not just in hospitals or fields, but straight into your home and into your hands. No closed systems, no black boxes. Just code, circuits, and a whole world of open source creativity. If you thought that was wild, trust me, this is just the beginning. These robots aren't coming, they're already here, and the next wave is going to be even crazier. So hit that subscribe button before you miss what's coming next. Smash the like if your jaw dropped at least once, and drop a comment which of these blew your mind the most. The next video might just top this. Stay tuned.